The Who is back! Their 12th studio album, titled simply Who, was released by Polydor on Friday, December 6th, 2019. This is the first new music from The Who since the lone track Be Lucky was included on the 2014 compilation, The Who Hits 50. Before that, the last full studio album was a 2006 release, Endless Wire. In advance of the album release date, 3 tracks from Who were released from September to November. The first track, Ball and Chain, was released as a single on September 13th, 2019. I was surprised and initially disappointed with this track being the first taste of the new album. Ball and Chain was previously released as a Pete Townshend solo track, originally titled Guantanamo, and was included on his 2015 hits compilation, Truancy, The Best of Pete Townshend. I'm not sure exactly what the motivation was to include this song on a Who album, but nonetheless it's a fantastically gritty tune. It was re-recorded nicely and Roger Daltrey delivers it well. I may still give a slight edge to Pete's version, but I'll reserve the right to change my mind on that one. The second single, released on October 3rd, 2019, was All This Music Must Fade. This was a much better introduction to what we could expect from the forthcoming album. Daltrey again delivers a solid vocal, Townshend's trademark guitar flourishes are present, and the combination of Pino Palladino on bass and Zach Starkey on drums gives the song a solid backbone. There's energy and enthusiasm in this music. As the song states, it's not new, it's not diverse. Then again, who gives a The song rocks. As the opener of the album, it announces we're in for some classic rock guilty pleasure. It even includes a few nods to The Who of old. On November 22nd, the final advanced track was released. I Don't Want to Get Wise is a sort of sequel or an answer to My Generation, in my opinion. Pete and Roger did indeed grow old, despite railing against aging. Like it or not, they got wise too. For me, the spirit of Who is embodied in the lyric, "We tried hard to stay young, but the high notes were sung." The Who are unapologetic, they present themselves as they are now, and it works. There are plenty of satisfying rockers on this album, including Detour, the future classic Hero Ground Zero, Street Song, and Rockin' in Rage. There's also a tune written by Pete's brother, Simon Townsend. Break the News is a song that one could mistake for something Mumford & Sons might have written. It's a folk rock song that Roger handles quite comfortably. Then there are ballads, including the tender Beads on One String, the Townsend-sung I'll Be Back, and the curious, swaying, bossa nova-tinged album closer, She Rocked My World. What's being referred to as a limited edition deluxe CD includes 3 extra songs. All 3 are sung by Townsend. There's not a lot of information included with the 10-page insert, unfortunately. Got Nothing to Prove is, to my ears, most certainly an early acoustic guitar vocal performance from Pete Townshend that I would date from the early 60s, from the sound of his voice and the recording quality. Overdubbed on this recording is an orchestra. If you know more information about this song, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear any information you might have. While I am considering additional editions of this album, at the time of this video, my introduction to the album comes from a Target exclusive. I'm not sure exactly what's exclusive about it, as a limited edition deluxe CD is most definitely being offered elsewhere. What I hope is limited to these Target exclusives is a terribly edited cover. The cover was designed by Peter Blake, who designed The Who's Face Dances album cover and most famously the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper album cover. His design for Who includes 25 panels, however this cover eliminates more than half of those panels. Whereas the cover as intended includes several cultural icons, presenting this zoomed-in version makes the addition of Muhammad Ali very out of place and confusing without the context of the actual full album cover. Disappointing. Touchingly, Who is dedicated to Alan Rogan, Pete Townshend's longtime guitar tech, who passed away earlier in 2019. If you aren't familiar with Alan Rogan, it's worth the time to do a little research. Fascinating guy. Returning my focus to the music and attempting to keep this video as short as possible, just to give you a little overview of this new album. Overall, this is a solid offering from The Who. It's a collection of mostly recently written songs that especially showcase Roger Daltrey as he is as a performer today. The songs are well crafted, well performed, and it's a satisfying listen. I highly recommend this album to classic rock fans and fans of The Who. It ain't quadrophenia, it's its own thing, and that's fine. Rock isn't dead, long live rock. Thank you for watching.
It was most enjoyable, as we say in England.